Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway.
Roger.
On 1st and 10, here's Keenum. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it.
Let's go.
No yardage. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Dancing to his left. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
Very left. 59 Mike. Check. Hey, on.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. And that's the first NFL catch for Cortland Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
Let's go.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Damn. Got Mike 20. Very left.
Keenum now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, Mike's right. Roger. Mike 20.
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter.
Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's the first NFL carry for Rashad Penny. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Tempo, baby, let's go to work, come on.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
let's go, let's go. Tempo.
Here's Wilson. Open man, it's Vanette. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. All day. Gotta go, gotta go. Bang out, bang out. Bam, bam. Go.
Now Wilson on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
These Broncos coming off 2 years of not making the playoffs after winning Super Bowl 50. And last year in Vance Joseph's first season, they went 5-11, had an 8-game losing streak. Now, look, the defense remained elite. But the quarterback carousel, the general lack of offensive production really led to a disappointing 2017.
And in order for them to reverse that, they've got to continue to play to their strength, which is their defense. And they did that by drafting Bradley Chubb at number 5 overall, the defensive end out of North Carolina State. Gives them extra pass rushers. But on offense, they made a peace offering to their defense by signing Case Keenum at quarterback. That should calm down that position and open up possibilities on the offensive side of the ball.
Keenum to throw on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going into your defense?
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now, this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. Throwing is Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he gets it down to the 32. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now Rashad Penny. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to fourth down.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on third and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that, but in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Let's go, let's go. We got three, fellas. We got three. Gun.
They run again with Carson. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with third and still 7 yards to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
On third down, Wilson. Out to his left. He may try and run for this. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Penny, a first down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out.
Let's go get it right here. Come on. Tempo.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
And there's another sack for Bradley Chubb, and that's exactly why they drafted him. But don't discount his ability to play the run. This is a big, strong young man who understands offensive schemes, how they try to block, and he'll stand stout against the running game as well as continuing to get after the passer.
95.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jaron Brown, his first touchdown in a Seahawk uniform. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start close to the ball, and when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go. So
nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Seahawks have recovered.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never Be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Let's go, in and out, let's go, let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the 2nd round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State. Over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
So a bullet dodge there defensively. They surrender excellent field position on the kick return, but it winds up not costing them a thing.
And that's a tough sequence of events from an offensive perspective. The inability to get first downs leads to the field goal try. And the inability to cash that in leads to nothing on the scoreboard.
Right, Roger. Mary left. Hold the look, hold. Hey, on.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Let's go. Here we go, boys. Move. No. Roger. On 53.
Off-play action. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The former first-rounder, Barkevious Mingo. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Well, these Seahawks heading out here on offense. Let's talk about last year. One to forget, Charles, in the Pacific Northwest. 7-9, a seat on the couch in January for these players, and that broke a streak of 5 straight seasons of double-digit victories and a playoff berth.
And I think they lost their identity a little bit along the way. On offense, they've always been a run-first team, establish a line of scrimmage, and bludgeon people. They didn't have that.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Wilson on 2nd down. It's caught. Lockett. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Wilson, he's got the tight end, Vanant. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Tempo, tempo.
The pitch goes to Penny. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Let's go get another one. Come on, tempo, tempo. Watch 20, check 20. Let's go 14.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Denver right after this. They go back to the ground now with Penny. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Domata Peko, the one to get him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Wilson now to throw on 2nd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Baldwin. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. They go play action here on first down. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Come on, in and out. Come on, tempo. That boy's got 4 down. 51 to fight. 51 to fight.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson. And just as you called it after the earlier sack, they set up the screen. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Seahawks on third down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Penny. That is touchdown number 1 of the NFL career of former Aztec Rashad Penny. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Janikowski good with the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Hey, orange! Orange!
On 1st and 10, Keenum. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Flushed out right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stage. The first half. Meanwhile, a second quarter score from Carolina. That one now a 2-touchdown advantage for the Panthers. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along.
Tempo.
After the interception, here's Wilson. He's going deep for Brown. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. Jaron Brown, the intended target. And it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 39. And Janikowski bangs it through. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. A second quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And the Redskins there out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Tempo, baby. Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on.
Wilson looking to throw on 2nd down. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 35-yard line. A handoff to Penny. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Incomplete. Brandon Marshall, the linebacker, able to make the play defensively.
But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Play action. It's Wilson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll start out on the ground with Booker. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. A 2nd down carry for Booker. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. Short is Booker, and he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can do it.
And he'll grab a a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Let's go, let's go.
To throw on second down. Wilson. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And this is going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Booker on first down. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. The first throw for the backup Lynch. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll throw on first down with Lynch. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. They go play action now. Lynch sliding out of the pocket. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
They find some open field here. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one good carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Well, sometimes a tough game to figure out. One play he looks so good, and then the next play so bad, going backwards.
Yeah, in a span of 2 plays, you go from hero to GOAT, right, to use one of the cliches. But I think what often happens is you have a big run, and sometimes you try and do too much with your next move.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Motion. 49's the mic. Watch 49.
The first NFL carry here for the rookie Royce Freeman. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And McManus able to put it through. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
To throw is Wilson. To throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, Jerron Brown's got it. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Wilson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Penny. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Hey, tempo.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And this is caught on the left side, Jerron Brown. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's caught by Penny. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 19 and picking up the 1st.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Wilson now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run with Penny. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Tempo, baby, let's go. Let's go to work. Come on.
They keep it with Penny on first down. And he stopped immediately there. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And the Seahawks on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Carson. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point kicker. Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
Toe
that. Super tough.
Gone! Whip. Watch the whip.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing here, Lynch on first down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And now Lynch. They set up the screen to Booker. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Paxton Lynch on 3rd and long. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll begin the drive with Carson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Let's get it. Tempo, baby. Let's go. Let's go to work. Come on. Seal that. Seal that. Seal that.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 10.
36 power. Hey, watch it.
Now it's Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Lynch will lead up the Broncos here with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Lynch turns and gives to Booker. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Set the tone.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
On 2nd down, here's Lynch. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He's got a man complete. Emmanuel Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, 82 yards. And the Broncos cut into that lead. McManus's point after is good, and that cuts this lead down to 13. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They've been pretty anemic on this side of the football in the second half, just 3 points, and you just saw the touchdown go the other way, so it's a 2-score game. We're not done here yet.
I think everyone's on the edge of their seats now because they're anticipating what's coming, and I sense that everyone in the stadium knows they need to keep it on the ground. So if you're going to do that, hope the quarterback is stretched a little bit. Some bootlegs, right? Some fakes inside, getting out to the perimeter. Those might be open for him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
Gotta go, gotta go.
They go play action now. Wilson escaping the pressure right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the free safety, Darian Stewart.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
After the interception, here's Lynch. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Given 9 there on the first down completion. The Broncos in the hurry-up try to get to their positions and get set quickly. Lynch hands it over. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a first and goal. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it. This is Booker. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Devontae Booker taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point from McManus is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in week 1. And just how they envision the start of the season, kneeling it down, defense can't stop the clock. This one's a winner.
You know what's really strange? I think a lot of people think that the kneel-down practice stuff really only happens like one time a week. The best teams I know, they practice it starting back in OTAs. They want them to visualize winning a game and how great that feels, and they got it done in this one.
Yep, a knee gets them to 1-0. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season, we get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the Seahawks, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be at home for one next week against the Oakland Raiders. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.